Queen Anne is Cunard's newest chip, designed to tempt some younger and you'd assume fitter guests into the brand. Does it have the facilities to improve guest and therefore brand longevity? Is the Wellness Cafe a godsend or a gimmick? Is a dedicated yoga studio a wise addition to a line carrying more hip replacements than most? Here, ladies and gentlemen, we go. Little changes can make a big difference when you are fighting the fat out there amongst the whales. You can decide if I mean out at sea or waddling around the pavilion pool. QA doesn't have glass lifts anyway, which helps kill that temptation. And the lift roofs don't lift up, so you can't do a die-hard. The stairs are just so incredibly furniture village that they are a pleasure to schlep up and down. So, use the stairs. Another easy way to close your rings is to stop the random wandering and weaponize prom deck laps. QA has almost got a proper prom deck. It does wrap completely around the ship, although the prom deck views are only available in a short section at each end. It's a bit narrow in places and there are no lounges to wrestle with. And this is the view from the 1 or 2 benches if you insist on sitting out here. The majority of it is a corridor with the ship on one side and lifeboats on the other. I know that the price of timber has shot up, but I still think that a Cunard ship going with a teak effect lino is a mistake. Maybe not a mistake, I'm probably the only loser that cares, but definitely a shame. Whatever, bash out 8 laps and you'll have done a bit more than your 5k. This is the gym. At the reception end you'll find this wee studio, the laminate floor, mirrors, spin bikes, obs, stacks of spare chairs. Next up is a modest free weight section, a small selection of fairly light dumbbells. But it's always an ego boost being able to throw the biggest weights in the gym around like Thor. Squat rack, couple of benches and a preacher curl. And some thighs, bums and tums kit for the moms. There's a rack for some studio barbells, but someone's nicked them. 4 bikes for your nan, and some techno gym rowers, which, as we all know, are rubbish. Sat under a telly showing football, which, as we all know, is pointless. Through the door to the main gym area, cardio kit first, deep breath. 6 old school cross trainers. 3 Vario cross trainers, 3 more bikes for your nan, 2 bikes for your nan's nan, 2 patented cruise tube favourite curved runners, and 10 buggo runners. The resistance machine section includes a leg press, total ab machine, shoulder press, low seated row, lat pull down, leg curl, leg extension, chest press. Like every ship in the universe, there's no bicep or tricep machines. But at least there is a preacher bench in the little room. Unlike most ships, I did see a bicep on board, but I assumed the dude brought that with him from home. Given the song and dance about wellness when this ship first launched, I was expecting a bigger and better equipped gym. But most of the basics are present and correct, and you can get a decent workout in if you want to. Listen, it's far from the best gym I've ever been in, and sure, I'd prefer it to have a lot of kit that it doesn't have. But if you board QA and don't close your rings in here, then that is more of a reflection on you, your lackluster approach to life and easily eroded dedication, your inability to set goals and commitment to achieving them, and the hole in your soul that will never be filled no matter how many cakes and Queen's Room scones you shovel in there, than it is on this perfectly acceptable gym. And whilst that doesn't mean that your life is over, it does mean that it's basically pointless. All in all, in the Cunard scheme of things, this gym is better than QV's, so I assume also QEs, and about equal to QM2s. I didn't video the spa area. There were too many Speedos hanging around. Speedos. I said Speedos. It's new, so it's in better shape than QM2s, but it seems smaller and less attractive than QVs. What I do think more people should know about is the couples room. The standard treatment rooms are as you'd expect. A massage table, a changing cubicle, standard. But one of the spa ladies asked if I'd like to see the couples room. 2 massage tables, fair enough. A small sauna and steam room, okay. A 2-person shower, and a double bed propped up against a window. Scarlet Ladies Yoga Studio doesn't work because they have put the Oasis of Calm directly above a bar, surrounded by a metal running track that echoes with every step. QA's Yoga Studio doesn't work because, well, I don't know why it didn't work, but it's been abandoned now and it's just sat here doing nothing. Maybe just the time of year. If you really want to, then the Pavilion pool is just about big enough to swim in, if you can catch it just right when there aren't people standing around in there. But you aren't training for the World Championships in here. If you want to eat clean on QA, then you do at least have more choice than don't eat the burgers. The Pavilion Wellness Café is, well, in the pavilion, and I was really looking forward to this place, and I'd expected to be in there every day. In reality, I looked at the menu, I went once just for a change and I didn't think about it again. The menu is small and pretty uninspired, if nicely presented. But it's really nothing that you couldn't put together yourself in the buffet. There's a range of smoothies and pressed juices up here which I enjoyed, and at least you can stare into your grey porridge whilst sneaking admiring glances across the pool to the burger bar. There's a golf net and a putting green up top, but if there isn't even a windmill or a loop-the-loop, then it's not proper golf and I'm not playing it. And let's not pretend that quoits and shuffleboard are sports any more than darts or snooker. There is a pickleball court, but it was January in the North Sea, and even if it wasn't freezing cold and hurricane windy, which madman decided to put the smoking area right in front of it? What is worth remembering is that a sigh burns half a calorie, and a frown burns almost 2. If John Martin, the comedian, is performing whilst you are on board, go and see him. You will be ripped by the time you get back to Southampton. Gym and fitness on Queen Anne. Done.